Good morning again, Year 2. So today, for English, we are learning to write our non-chronological text. Hopefully yesterday you got your plan finished, and today we are ready to write our booklets. Now, these are what the booklets look like in school, because we've printed them out and put them onto big A3 sheets of paper. If your booklet at home is smaller, that's okay. If you would rather write your booklet on a plain piece of paper or on the computer, that is fine as well. Now, I have just got a copy of my plan from yesterday. So, excuse me 1 minute, I'm just going to copy that and I'm going to paste it into my flip chart, ready to help me with my writing in a minute. Let's pop it over there out of the way. Before we start thinking about our writing, I want to remind you of our roadmap that we used when we were writing our booklets about the Great Fire of London. How many of these things can you include in your writing today? We make sure we use those report features such as subheadings, captions, and in your writing, don't forget to use those topic words, that technical vocabulary. We made sure we included an introduction, a main detail, that's the main paragraph, and the conclusion on the back. We wrote questions, especially those question subheadings, beginning with who, what, when, where, why, how, or did. This is the one we've been working on lots. Can you extend your sentences using those conjunctions and, but, and or? And if you like a challenge, can you include exclamatory sentences with an exclamation mark and fill in those fact boxes? So, first thing you need to do is find your plan from yesterday. There it is. Didn't mean to make it a wonky angle, there we go. Have a look at your plan from yesterday. What information do you need to include on the front page for your introduction? That's the only bit we're going to worry about to start off with. So we've got this part here. It's not very big. Let me move that into the middle so you can see. This part at the top is our introduction. So I've got on mine, the railway arrived, 1838, Charlotte Young named it Eastleigh. And I've got to write that up into proper sentences now. And I'm going to do that on the front page of my booklet. So this is where my title goes, and this is where I'm going to write my sentences. So the first thing I need to decide is my title. It could just be Eastleigh, but that's a little bit boring. So I'm going to make my title, let's have a think. Eastleigh, the best place to live. Eastleigh, the best place to live. Lovely, I'm happy with that. And now I'm going to write my introduction all about Eastleigh being a town. Now, let's have a look. I don't just have to write what's on my plan. I can write anything else that comes into my head. This is just to give me ideas. So I'm going to talk about Eastleigh starting when the railway arrived, 1838, and Charlotte Young. So I think I'm going to start off with a sentence that's not even on my plan. Eastleigh is actually quite a new town. That might sound like a long time ago to you, but there are much, much older towns. So my first sentence is going to be, Eastleigh is actually quite a new town. It started, I'm not being a very good example here. I need to stop, don't I? And I need to think of my whole sentence and do think it, say it, write it, read it, not just keep writing. So let's think about it. Let's go back to my plan. I'm going to put on about 1838. I think I could do two. I'm going to talk about those two together, 1838, because that's when the railway arrived. So my sentence is going to be, it started in 1838 when the railway arrived. It started in 1838 when the railway arrived. It started in 1838 38 when the railway arrived. And I'm going to go on to write about it being Charlotte Young that named DC, but I'm not going to do all the work today. I think it's time you did some. So maybe you could pause the video here and have a go at writing your introduction, and then come back and we'll talk about writing the first paragraph today as well. Good luck. Okay, I'm hoping that you're back and that you've finished writing your introduction and you are ready to move on to your first paragraph. Now, I am not going to do all of this now, but I'm just going to remind you of what goes where before you start using my plan. So my first paragraph, let's put it back in the middle for a minute. My first paragraph was about Fleming Park. That was my caption, children having fun at the Splash Park. And my question subheading was, what parks are there in Eastleigh? So the question subheading goes up here. What parks are there in Eastleigh? Question mark. My picture of the Splash Park, which actually I've got. If I go back to the Monday work, oh, I've missed it, there it is. I can cut and paste that picture. You can cut and paste a picture as well, or you can draw your own picture. Make sure we go back to the right one. Here we go. Put my picture in there. And then my caption is, I'm going to have to make it a bit shorter on the board because if my writing won't fit in, I'm going to put the Splash Park. Now, all of this space is for my writing which isn't on my plan. This is my space to write some lovely sentences to tell you all the facts that I know about Fleming Park. So this is your main part of writing. This is where you need to do think it, say it, write it, read it, and then at the bottom you can have a go at that challenge of writing a fact box for your special fact. So today I'd like you to have a go at writing your first paragraph, and then tomorrow we'll write the second one. Good luck.